New at 6, a REM pod, a K2 meter, and an EM pump. These are not medical devices or forecasting tools. They're for ghost hunting. Meteorologist Kimberly Newman says it's not a game for the faint of heart.
Irving, saw.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, 2 words popped on this thing: paranormal, enemy.
Female.
Let's go back to where this all started. I was on a mission to find some of the spookiest locations in Northwest Ohio. Heading out first on my own, I went to the site surrounded by urban legend and folklore, Gibbs Bridge. Legend has it that this bridge is haunted by the victims of a fatal car crash. While it's always a struggle to capture paranormal activity on camera, regardless of if you're a professional or an amateur ghost hunter, the true challenge is to decide if what you've experienced was real or if your mind is playing tricks on you. My general uneasiness led me away from Gibbs Bridge for good. It was then that I knew I needed help. I sought advice from a local ghost hunter, touting the use of his own brand of discarnate psychology.
You know, just don't research ghost hunting. Research psychology, research ancient history, because it all comes together at some point.
He showed me how the professionals approach a conversation with ghostly beings.
What this does is it takes an energy in an area and associates a word to it.
In 1960, 2 days before Halloween, a twin-engine vintage World War II aircraft crashed after taking off in incredibly foggy conditions. The wreck killed 16 Californian football players. A second, lesser-known crash in 1992 killed all passengers aboard a DC-8 military flight.
Did you work for the military? Yeah?
Boris believes to have connected with a victim of this crash through a spiritual conversation.
Everyone in the room felt this electrical surge. In my 10 years of doing ghost hunting, I've never felt anything like this.
It was time for my own paranormal encounter. All I had to do was pick the place. Through research and advice, we decided to come to one of the most notoriously haunted locations in Northwest Ohio, Ravine Cemetery in Sylvania. I'm a little nervous. We were joined by the founders of the Toledo, Ohio Ghost Hunters Society, Butch Leon and Harold St. John. Their enthusiasm frightened me a bit.
We're in a cemetery that's allegedly haunted. Where else would I be on a Friday night?
The Toledo, Ohio Ghost Hunters Society bases their practice on scientific evidence and theories of quantum physics.
I think science can play a big role in this. What Einstein proved to the theory of energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, no beginning, no end to it. So that's what I think we're trying to do, is we're trying to capture, the energy or the essence of something.
Harold doesn't waver in his belief.
There's something out there that exists that we can't explain.
Once we were set up, we began by hunting down the headstone of one Irving Stowe.
Irving Stowe was the caretaker here.
Legend has it that Irving is one of the only people who knows the origin of the story of the Ravine Cemetery's ghost bride.
Called her a virtuous woman in her late teens.
In the 1800s, a woman was widowed 3 times over, each of her husbands meeting an untimely death. Surviving family members couldn't decide which of her 3 husbands to bury her with, so she was laid to rest in a plot all by herself. We tried to contact Irving Stowe to find out more about this romantic tragedy.
Said something again.
Story. Okay, give me the story.
Somewhat of a role in it. They finally moved out of the house.
Female.
Maybe the biggest.
That might answer a question. She is a female.
One more thing before we let you go. For anybody. There it is. Saw.
Oh my God. Our session lasted less than 10 minutes, but it was all my weak heart could take. Even the guys were beginning to spook one another.
Did you just touch me?
Yeah. Are you joking?
No, I just wondered.
They always, at the end, attempt to show their appreciation to the dead.
Thank you, Mr. Stowe. If you had communicated with Butch tonight, don't mean you any disrespect.
What do you think Irving has to say to us tonight?
I'm not quite sure. It's up in the air.
As for the ghost bride,
Maybe someday, hopefully, she'll find all 3 of them.
The mystery continues.
Yes.
reporting from Ravine Cemetery, I'm meteorologist Kimberly Newman for NBC 24.